this weekend. Now, we've had the weekend to chill, sit down and reflect on what was a good night of boxing, except for probably the headline event, but we're going to get to that. We're gonna tap into, we're not going to call it a headline event. We're just going to talk about that in a bit. But let's start with Manchester's very own, the man whose haircut was inspired by a boiled egg. Professor X himself. No hair, survived the scare, but he don't care. Lyndon Arthur, crowned European champ. Let's give him a clap. Let's give him a clap. He did his thing. He did his thing. And hey, let's not forget to shout out Brad the forearm, because we seen you throwing them forearms, bro. Brad the forearm, is it Rea or Ray? Whatever. Both of them two guys came out to fight. You know, Brad came out, he was swinging. Lyndon had to respond, and he didn't. In the end, he was victorious, and it was a great fight. Probably, in fact, at this point, I don't even think there's a probably, should have been the main event, because by the time those two guys finished fighting, the stadium was empty. You'd have thought it was the end of the show. There was no one there. No wonder the last fight was so bad. Because if I was looking around the crowd and I'm the headline event and there's 6 people there, I might be a little bit upset and my boxing might be a bit flat. What do you want to say? I'm just saying, but back to the fight. It was a great fight from round 1 to round 12. Like I said, Brad Rea, whatever he's called, came out swinging. Second round, he put that statement on Lyndon when he dropped Lyndon. It was a great hit as well. Great shot. But Lyndon showed great courage, showed great experience. And in the end, his experience shone through. His jab was excellent. You know what I mean? Them uppercuts, once them uppercuts started hitting, you could, towards the end of the fight, you could see where Brad Rea just looked demoralized. He didn't look like he didn't have any answers. His eyes all bust up, his bit of blood. He looked like he didn't have any answers now, and Lyndon was kind of picking him off. He's beating him in the pocket. He's beating him with the jab, and he's getting his shots off. That's not to say that he didn't land any shots. Listen, it was a great fight. I really, the only problem I would have is the judge that scored it a draw. Judge, what the fuck you talking about, Judge? That weren't no draw, bro. You know what that was. Me and you have to have a conversation. You know what that was, bro. But yeah, that would be it. Other than that, the other judges got the score fair. It wasn't wide. It was not a controversy. I know Brad had his hand up, but he knows he lost. In his heart, he knows he lost. But it was a great fight. And respect to both of those fighters, all jokes aside. They did excellent. But, you know, Lyndon's the champ. And if you know Lyndon, you know, like I have the unfortunate pleasure of knowing Lyndon too. He's going to be a nightmare now. He's going to be a nightmare. So, you know, we're going to let him have his own moment for a bit. You know, let him have his time. He's the champion. Hey, champion, you got a peanut head, you bald. But eventually, now they bring him down a peg or two just to keep him humble. But like I say, where does he go next? Where does he go next? What's next for Lyndon Arthur? What's next for Brad Rea or Brad Rea? I can't keep up with that. We're just going to call him Brad. Yeah? What's next for these two fighters? Who would you like to see Lyndon fight? Would you like to see Lyndon in there with Callum Smith? I'd like to see Lyndon in there with Callum Smith. There's a lot to be gained for him for that. Would he win that fight? Let me know what you think. Put it in the comments after you hit that subscribe button and you help me get where I need to go. What do you want to say? But like I said, that's it for now on that one.